Nearly 2 million customers are due to benefit from cuts to electricity and gas charges from today. A number of energy suppliers are reducing unit prices and standing charges. The reductions come ahead of the first government electricity credit in December.
As colder November weather takes hold and longer nights set in, domestic energy customers will likely find their usage increasing. But there's good news for many, as some electricity and gas suppliers are cutting prices. From today, Electric Ireland, SSE Electricity and Prepay Power will cut their unit rate prices for electricity and gas between 10 and 13.5%, meaning savings on current prices of between €385 and €435 per year for nearly 2 million customers. Next week, customers of Bord Gáis Energy and Flowgas will also see their unit prices drop between 15.5 and 30%. These reductions in gas and electricity unit prices will be welcomed by consumers and will make a difference to their energy bills. However, those bills will still be nowhere near where they used to be before the period of steep energy inflation took hold.
We do need to put these reductions today into context, because before today we saw a lot of huge price increases over the past year or so, and it does mean that prices this winter are still going to be around double normal levels. So it's still going to be an expensive winter for households to heat and light their homes.
The Minister for Finance, Michael McGrath, said there needs to be further reductions in energy prices so consumers feel the benefits of changes that have happened in the wholesale energy markets. He said there is a realistic prospect of further reductions in the new year. Meanwhile, from the beginning of next month, domestic electricity customers will also benefit from the first of 3 energy credits worth €150 that will be applied automatically to electricity accounts. Joe McGraley, RTE News.
Our business editor, Will Goodbody, is here in studio. So, Will, prices are coming down, but what can we expect over the next few months and into next year?
Well, Eileen, we haven't had much good news on the energy front for quite some time, so let's embrace it when we get it. But I think at the same time, we shouldn't be getting carried away at this point, because as Daragh Cassidy said in Joe's report just now, most households over the winter will be facing prices that are around double what would be considered to be normal levels. And that's really down to what's going on the wholesale energy markets, because while in September, for example, wholesale electricity costs here were down over 70% from the highs of last year. It has increased since the summer a little bit. And compared to September of 2019, prices are still 2.5 times what they were back then. And that elevated situation continues to feed into higher prices for consumers and for businesses through this process of hedging that the energy companies use. That's where they buy wholesale energy on international markets at different price points at different times. That allows them then to smooth out the price paid by consumers and end users. That's great when prices spike like they did last year, and we didn't see the full impact of that pass through to consumers all in one go or all at the same time. But it means that as prices fall, then the pass through also takes time to come through, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. The expectation is that if wholesale prices continue to fall or stay at least at the level they're at the moment, we should see a further reduction in the spring of next year, maybe 10 to 15% according to some experts. But that is of course dependent on what goes on over the coming months, particularly around developments in the Middle East and involving Ukraine. Already gas prices on wholesale markets are up a third since we saw the breakout of hostilities between Israel and Hamas. Oil prices did increase back up as well towards that $100 a barrel mark over the last couple of weeks, although they have steadied since then. And so energy companies are watching geopolitical developments very closely and reacting accordingly, and it's those reactions which will ultimately decide whether or not we see prices come down further next year.
All right, Will, thank you.